What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to hit upon also, this is the second video of today, but I also want to cover the patch notes that have just recently posted on Treyarch's blog. And today my little man, Mr. YY, is going to join us. He'll probably dance around this room and jump around while I'm making this commentary. But today I want to hit upon it and just talk about some of the patch notes that go on. A little bit more information has dropped about season leveling, and once you complete the military ranks 1 through 55 and reach Prestige 1, you'll enter into a season levels. These levels represent the new Prestige progression journey, and rather than scaling with progressively higher XP requirements like military ranks, and each season level requires the same amount of XP to complete it. In the current preseason, the maximum available level is Prestige 3 at season level 100. After season 1 begins, players will have up to 1,000 season levels to complete with each season, with new prestige levels to earn, as well as Prestige Master at level 200. The Prestige Shop will also become available to players who've earned their first Prestige Key, which will allow players to unlock legacy Prestige icons from previous games. As a reminder, this system will carry over to Warzone and Modern Warfare, with Season 1 a unified progression journey across all 3 games. Note, though, this is currently a known issue where your season level will display properly in the upper right corner of the screen between matches, but your level displayed in the after action report will be inaccurate. They're fixing this, and expect a future update to patch this. Now, when it comes to the weapons balancing, they've made quite a few changes, and that's why I wanted to hit on this video. And I wanted to read it from this blog so you just don't think I'm talking out of my ass. So just kind of go along with me, and maybe your weapon of choice might be listed inside this list. For the FFAR-1, they increased the recoil, and they slightly reduced the max damage by 3.5%. 28 to 27. They also reduced the max damage range by 34%, 38 meters to 25 meters. In the submachine gun Alpha, they reduced the base effective damage range by 33%, from 15.24 meters to 10.16 meters. They added more character to initial recoil by tweaking several bullet trajectories. While this doesn't affect the vertical and horizontal control stats in the gunsmith, this change makes it more difficult to stay on target by adjusting the trajectory of several bullets in the initial firing experience. These changes were unintentionally reverted in today's update and will return in an upcoming update. That's something that they had to go back in and redo with this update. Already having issues with it. When it comes to the tactical rifles, the M16, they reduced the max damage range by 15%, 25.4 meters to 21.59 meters. They also increased the sprint to fire time, slightly slowed the move speed while firing, and they slightly increased the delay between bursts. They rebalanced the fire rate bonuses and on barrel attachments, and they slightly reduced the effectiveness of the laser attachment. The tactical rifle Charlie, they reduced the max damage range by 20%, 38.1 meters to 30.48 meters. They increased the sprint to fire time. They slightly slowed move speed while firing. They slightly increased delay between bursts. They rebalanced the fire rate bonus on barrel attachments, and they slightly reduced effectiveness of laser attachments. On the Type 63, it seems like right across the board all the tactical rifles got some sort of modification. They slightly increased the fire rate on the Type 63, and they rebalanced the fire rate bonuses on barrel attachments. On the DMR, they slightly increased the fire rate, and they rebalanced fire rate bonuses on barrel attachments. On the light machine gun category, the M60, they improved the max damage ranges, improved movement speeds, and also for the sniper rifles on all of them, they adjusted the sprint to fire times to account for early blend interruptions allowed via animation systems. The effective sprint to fire time is notably shorter than what is displayed in the gunsmith, and they have plans to address gunsmith readout in the future update. They adjusted the movement speed impact when firing to intend values to make each shot feel more powerful, and they fine-tuned the barrel attachments that improve idle sway. On pistols, the Magnums, they slightly improved the fire rate. They also improved the max damage range on the Magnum, and they improved the visibility while firing after the first shot, which is really good because trying to get that follow-up shot with the Magnum it can be tough at times. Shotgun Bravo, they slightly reduced the damage between the ranges of 5.8 meters and 7.7 meters. And in game modes, some of the modifications that they made in hardcore, friendly fire system now properly transitions to reflect damage after 3 team kills. In Search and Destroy, they addressed an issue where defusing the bomb could take longer than intended, 7.5 seconds total, which is a heck of a long time, that's for sure. For free-for-all, they adjusted several starting spawns that allowed players to have line of sight on another player before the match even started, which would suck. I can remember some gunfights that were that way in Modern Warfare, where you would just shoot through a wall with a certain gun right at spawn and get the kill. So I'm glad they fixed that because that can be annoying. CDL Hardpoint, they addressed an issue where players would spawn outside of the intended play space when playing CDL Hardpoint in custom games. In Combined Arms, they improved the interaction when using stationary turrets and Combined Arms. And in the spawns, they adjusted various spawns in multiplayer game modes that could result in players spawning above the ground. They added Scorestreaks cost overrides to custom games, which is kind of cool. I thought that was neat. I know a lot of people are really digging the custom games. I have been, that's for sure. When it comes to Scorestreaks, they did a lot of tuning on what it takes to earn these. Some of them got a buff, some of them got a nerf. In the combat bow, they reduced the ammo from 5 to 4. In the care package, they increased the cost, $1,800 to $2,000. In the sentry turret, they reduced the cost from $2,000 to $1,800. The napalm strike, they increased the cost from $2,100 to $2,500. In the air patrol, they reduced the cost from $3,200 to $2,700. In artillery, they increased the cost from $2,500 to $3,000. In the cruise missile, they increased the cost from $2,600 to $3,500. On the war machine, they increased the cost from $3,500 to $4,000. The attack helicopter, they increased the cost from $4,000 to $4,500. They also increased the damage from 50 to 75 per bullet, which is good. I think that thing needed a buff. They increased the health from 4,500 to 5,000 and decreased the duration of the screen shake from bullet impacts. They also reduced the amount of time the helicopter will stay in one place before relocating. I think that's great because there's lots of times where I would see it in the spawn and then would move to my spawn where I'm spawning. It's like, get the back over there. So, they also did some things with the VTOL Escort. They reduced the cost from $8,500 to $8,000. They increased the turret burst length and reduced the cooldown time in total. For the Chopper Gunner, they increased cost from $6,000 to $6,500. They also reduced the movement on the gun when firing. When it comes to the maps, Garrison, they addressed an issue where a player in the crawl space would collide with players above them. Now, I haven't had that issue on Garrison, but I know what crawl space they're talking about. I haven't heard that one, so I'm glad they got that taken care of. When it comes to equipment, Tomahawks can now be thrown immediately at round start, which is always fun on some of the other CODs. You know, you would aim for a certain cloud and throw it across the map and get a kill. That was always fun. Eliminations. They extend time after damaging an enemy that will count towards an elimination if that enemy is killed. For finishing moves, they improve the ability to trigger a finishing move on miscellaneous surfaces. They addressed an issue where players would end up in an unintended pose if they were downed while being eliminated by a finishing move. For stability, they fixed a lot of different things. They fixed a crash that could occur during intro sequences of a multiplayer match. They also fixed a crash that could occur when using weapons and ammo caches. Fixed multiple rare crashes that could occur while the player was downed. They fixed a rare crash that could occur when pinging a down friendly player. They also fixed a rare crash that could occur when taking damage as the inflictor disconnected from the game. They fixed a rare crash that could occur when firing a locked-on missile. Fixed a rare crash that occur in Search and Destroy. And they added various stability fixes, which they listed quite a bit right there. I'm actually surprised they did all that. When it comes to Scorestreaks, they fixed a rare crash that could occur when the player disconnected after their care package has landed. They fixed a rare crash that occurred if the owner of a Vital score streak disconnected from the server as they were taking control of the score streak. They fixed a rare crash that could occur when using the cruise missile. They fixed a rare crash related to score streak aggregation. For progression, they fixed a crash involving incorrect challenge progress tracking. For vehicles, they fixed a rare crash that could occur when vehicles were being respawned. For equipment, they fixed a rare crash related to the decoy grenade. Also, for the C4, it was being detonated, but it no longer existed. For field upgrades, they fixed a crash involving an incorrect volley count for the SAM turret. Kill cam, they fixed a rare crash that could occur in limited life modes when viewing the kill cams. For perks, they fixed a crash that could occur when the forward intel perk attempted to adjust the player's minimap range while the player was not alive at that time. For miscellaneous fixes, the UI, they addressed an issue where the player would receive a UI error when they returned to the lobby post-match. They also addressed an issue where if a player respawned or joined in the progress while their teammate was down, their revive UI would be missing. They addressed a rare occurrence where players would receive a UI error at the end of the exfil cinematic. Progression, they addressed an issue where the Woods operator unlocked challenges would not progress correctly if different weapons were used during a kill streak. For Gunsmith, they addressed an issue where the player would lose functionality with the pause menu if the Gunsmith menu remained open after the intro cutscene. For vehicles, they addressed an issue where the operators are missing a pistol while riding a passenger on the vehicle when viewed in third person. For gameplay, they improved general zombies pathing on the zombies gameplay. This is what we're talking about. Enemies will now use their own out-of-bounds attacks against players in a more unintended location. They closed various exploited locations where the player could leave the intended play space. For stability, they fixed a crash that could occur when perks did not properly match up with the player's upgraded perk skills. They also fixed a crash that could occur when picking up perk cans. They added various stability fixes, and for bug fixes, for perks, they addressed an issue that allowed obtaining multiple versions of the same perk. They addressed an issue that prevented purchasing the Elemental Pop perk from one side of the machine. Field upgrades, they addressed an issue where the Tier 3 Ether Shroud could occasionally place the player under the floor. Now remember, this is all zombies updates. For weapons, they addressed an issue that prevented attachments from applying to certain weapons. They also addressed an issue that caused certain weapons, such as the ray gun, to be lost when revived. They addressed an issue where support rarity would display as the same rarity as the player's weapon instead of the rarity that was on the ground. They addressed an issue that caused set showcase weapon not to function properly in Create a Class. For progression, they added an issue with the incorrect icon display when reaching Prestige 1. They also addressed an issue that caused weapon XP to be earned on weapons used by teammates. That's kind of neat. I like that. There's some guns that my teammates are using that are absolute garbage that I can't get going, so I'd like for them to level my gun up. They addressed an issue that allows players to earn progress towards Dark Ops challenges by joining a match in progress. They addressed an issue that caused multiple inaccurate XP notifications to appear at the end of a co-op match. For the heads-up display, they addressed an issue that caused the player's health bar on the heads-up display to not properly display as empty when dying under specific circumstances. They addressed an issue where only 2 of the remaining players' names were visible after 1 of 4 players dropped out of the match. They also addressed an issue that caused incorrect player colors to appear on the heads-up display after death. For visuals, they addressed an issue that caused enemy models to sometimes appear low quality. They also addressed an issue of visual effects from Ether Shrouds to continuously play after spectating. For loot, they addressed an issue that sometimes prevented obtaining items drops. For host migration, which I have not had a host migration at all. I remember back in the Black Ops 2 days, but I have not had that at all. They addressed various issues which sometimes cause host migration to fail. They addressed an issue where players would get a UI error while attempting to their scoreboard while migrating to hosts. So, like I said, I have not had a migrating host in years in any game mode, really. Black Ops 2 was probably the last one where I had a migrating host during the middle of a gameplay. Gunsmith, they addressed an issue that caused loss of functionality using the Gunsmith menu during the start of a match. For mystery boxes, they addressed an issue that prevented the weapon name from properly appearing after using the mystery box. They addressed a rare issue that caused the mystery box to remain open after use. For equipment, they addressed an issue that sometimes prevented the decoy from being deactivated when thrown out of the play space. For sensitivity, they addressed an issue that caused the player's controller sensitivity to be altered by the jump scare. For Dead Ops Arcade 3, they addressed an issue where the arcade machine pickup could cause a break in the game progression. They also addressed an issue that could cause enemies to spawn on top of players. You know, that's another thing that they need to fix when it comes to this game is when the care package drops and I spawn in, the care package should not fall on me right where I spawn. That's been like 3 games in a row for Call of Duty that's done that. It drives me nuts. They addressed an issue where the player would see placeholder text before the opening cutscene. For Onslaught, they addressed an issue where die machine tips could appear while loading into an Onslaught match. For global settings, aim response curve type options added to settings. For stability, they fixed a rare crash relating to playing voiceover audio. Fixed a rare crash related to players' footsteps effects. For bug fixes, for progression, they addressed an issue that made weapons, camo, and challenge progress appear to reset after resuming from a suspended state. They addressed an issue where medals earned in game were not displayed in the barracks tab. They addressed an issue where a challenge description can overlap with other text. And in camos, they addressed an issue with mastery camos always appearing as locked in the Gunsmith, but usable in custom games. They addressed an issue where the equipped icon was not shown correctly on the selected camo upon returning to the camo menu. They addressed an issue that would allow players to equip any weapon camo in the custom games, which is really freaking neat. I like that. That way you can see, hey, I might be able to earn this and that. I like that. Attachments. They addressed an issue where optic reticles could appear unlocked despite the player not meeting the requirements. They addressed an issue where attachments always showed as unlocked when swapping weapons blueprints. They addressed an issue that would unlock all optic reticles on weapon blueprints. For reticles, they addressed an issue where reticles could appear upside down. Holy crap. For cosmetics, they addressed an issue where stickers would not appear on weapons when selected in certain slots. For operators, addressed an issue where the CIA logo is displayed for all operators regardless of affiliation. For the UI, they addressed an issue where overlapping text was shown when receiving a friend request in-game through the user's Activision account. They addressed a UI error that could occur when loading in as a codcaster in custom games. Now, for PC, this is PC only, they bug fixes that they fixed addressed an issue that displayed 0 XP earned in an after-action report when reaching Prestige 1. The main menu, they addressed an issue where the player could access the multiplayer menu without having the multiplayer pack installed. They addressed an issue where the option to enable ray tracing was displayed when not supported. They addressed an issue where the screen space reflection setting was stuck on low quality. They updated the description of field of view option in the settings menu. For the friend list, they addressed an error notification when bringing the party back to the main menu. For Fireteam Dirty Bomb, addressed an issue with team names showing up incorrectly in the after-action report of a Fireteam Dirty Bomb match. They also addressed an issue where Battle.net friends would not display in the rich presence of a friend playing Fireteam Dirty Bomb. Removed an unnecessary notification when joining Fireteam Dirty Bomb playlists. For the aspect ratios, they addressed aspect ratios issues in 1610 for tutorial menus. They addressed an aspect ratio issue for portal effects and zombies. Some of the known issues that's going on right now, the list below it's not comprehensive, and it is intended to give everyone a general idea of some of the larger issues that they're tracking at the moment. For additional details, you can check out the Teleboard and Activision supports known issues list. For multi-platform, the controllers, the DualShock 4 may disconnect intermittently on the PlayStation 4 system running on outdated system software. Update your PS4 software to 8.01 to resolve that issue. For progression, after reaching Prestige 1, the player's season level number in the upper right corner of the screen displayed in the correct level, but the level numbers displayed in the after action report is currently inaccurate. Some of the visual issues can occur during the level up sequence. Friends level icons are not displayed until the player accesses the menu of any game mode. For split screen, the visual values can occur in split screen and multiplayer, and split screen is currently unavailable in zombies. Combat record. Elite elimination and zombies are not currently being tracked in the combat record. For Fire Team Dirty Bomb, the team names in the after action report scoreboard are currently incorrect for Fire Team Dirty Bomb matches. In rare cases, detonating Dirty Bomb may stay on the player's heads-up display longer than intended. For parties/friends list, party leaders may receive "You left the party" after bringing their party back out to the main menu. Players are able to quick join a player that is marked as offline. For calling cards, may revert to default or previously selected calling cards. We talked about that earlier on a previous video about calling cards you set and they're going back to normal. So that's something that they're working on. Chat, the recipient's name is missing from the chat box when whispered from the scoreboard. For PC, the various stability issues currently being investigated. The multiplayer menu currently shows up as a partially installed when the multiplayer package isn't installed, and the connection pop-up overlaps currently with the account creation screen. The interacting with the error pop-up will allow the players to complete the sign-up process. The camera in theater cannot be rotated with the mouse, currently in PC. And when it comes to the keyboard and mouse, the confirm button at the change display name screen may stay locked even if the player enters the text in the edit box. And they quickly navigating through long scrolling lists using a mouse can currently cause stability issues. So, you know, what's really nice about Treyarch is that they really strive to keep us updated on what they're doing with the game, unlike Infinity Ward. Infinity Turd. Treyarch is always good about this, and I wanted to share this with you guys, and I wanted to share it from their page so you didn't think I'm speaking out of my ass. I wanted you guys to actually hear it right from the source, and sounds like this is going to launch on 11/20/2020, which is basically yesterday when you see this video. And I just want to give you guys the update, so hopefully you can see they're really trying their hardest, and I hope you stick with the game because I'm planning on doing it. I think over time the game is going to get better, just like Modern Warfare supposedly did, but never did in my eyes, that's for sure. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Watch me on twitch.tv/Procamper. I'm going to be on Monday for sure, and possibly Saturday and Sunday I'll be sliding on as well. Make sure you find my snowball giveaway video on YouTube here in my videos for a chance to win. Like, comment, and subscribe. I've been working very hard on this channel trying to get as many subscribers as I possibly can. So if you like my content and you want to see more content, I'm not asking for any money at all. I just want you to subscribe. My kid's getting antsy. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you on the battlefield.